Sakura! Well, as you may know, I was supposed to travel Japan right now, but of course that's not happening in the current situation. Nobody should travel right now.
家にいる
I don't even know if that's a correct translation because you should not trust Google Translate blindly. So if there are any Japanese speakers watching this, let me know in the comments what you would say to people if you wanted to tell them, stay home. So I'm staying put, but I can't help but still miss Japan and reminisce on the times that I traveled throughout the country, looked at all the beautiful cherry trees, was very wary of all the cute deer in Nara, and ate all of the amazing food there is in Japan, from ice cream to mochi balls to all kinds of pickled stuff and a lot of treats. Good thing is, I do have a lot of souvenirs that I got from my trip to Japan that I am now decorating my place with, and there's also online shops where you can buy stuff to complement whatever you already have and what you kind of wish for, because yes, you can travel to Japan in the future. And I actually wrote a blog post about all of the coolest things you should buy when in Japan, because sometimes when you go on a trip, you just buy tacky souvenirs and you feel like you have to get a magnet or a keychain. And when you travel to Japan, there are so many amazing things you can buy that are really worth your while. Because sometimes when you travel abroad, you just feel like you should buy something and end up buying tacky souvenirs like magnets. What's that to do with anything, and how is that a good gift for someone who stayed at home? Personally, I always buy a lot of things that I give to friends because there's a lot of practical things like kitchenware. Knives in Japan are amazing. They're super high quality, and there's a lot of really cool things that are really affordable in the 100 yen shops, such as in Daiso. They're like $1 each plus taxes, and they're so good. I had chopsticks, porcelain bowls, stickers, washi tape, bento boxes. Everything is so nice and high quality. Again, check out the blog post I wrote about it, because I can go on and on and on about stuff you should buy in Japan because I love it.
すごい
And I actually have a list of friends who asked me to bring them socks. Well, I actually told them about the amazing socks I bought in Japan every time I go to Japan, which, well, hasn't been twice. It hasn't been that often. But socks in Japan are colorful, they're quirky, there's so many cool designs, and they're so unique. And a lot of socks have come and gone, but Japanese ones are still there, and I use them a lot. So before I rave on and on about socks and all kinds of Japanese things and souvenirs from Japan, I will show you some in my room. So let's do a different room tour, shall we? Let's go. And you've probably already seen it. I have art from Japan. This one is actually a vintage print from 19-something or at the end of the 19th century. I don't remember, but I got a certificate for it. I actually got it while I was strolling around Islington in London. They have a beautiful store that sells old Japanese prints. It's really good. I also have postcards in case you don't want to shell out the money, because it was not cheap. But I just fell in love with this one and I bought it right away. But I also got prints off of Etsy. This one, for instance, shows a Shinkansen going across a bridge in front of Mount Fuji during cherry blossom time. I've made videos and posts about that in case you're interested to hear more. And this print I got directly from an artist I met last year in Leipzig Comic-Con. She was selling her beautiful prints, and I keep following her on Instagram because she keeps publishing new things all the time and showing you her creative process and the different layering systems she uses to create her beautiful pieces. And I'm absolutely in love with her art. I look at this picture and it feels like this is Japan. Another idea is to actually get postcards and put them in frames like I did with this Kyoto one. Last year when I was at ITB, when it wasn't cancelled, I of course went to all of the exhibition stands around Japan, and I got a bunch of postcards from Kyoto, so I keep rotating them in my frame to manifest me visiting Japan, hopefully soon again. And another thing that I absolutely love are bookmarks. These are like geisha inspired bookmarks I got from my grandma. My jewelry, more of it, not just necklaces. I have a lot of clip-on earrings I got from Japan because they produce them and it's easy to get them. In a lot of countries, wherever I went, they don't really have clip-on earrings, and I don't have any ear holds. So this is perfect. They have beautiful designs. This one reminded me of Makoto from Sailor Moon. You know, it's Sailor Jupiter. So I got them and I instantly lost the other one, which is so sad and tragic. Okay, and this one I actually got from a 100 yen store because I really wanted to have some plastic food as a souvenir. There are actually shops that serve plastic food as jewelry. There's all kinds of beans and tomatoes and corn and all kinds of food just dangling off the wall, so you can hang them on your ears or around your neck or wear them on your ring finger. It's amazing, but they are expensive because plastic food is hard to make. It's an art, and there's a lot of it you can see in Japan. When you go to any restaurant, basically, the shop window always has the plastic food, so you can see what it looks like and what they serve. It's really handy if you don't speak Japanese, so you can just point at it or take a photo and then point at that. And there are classes where you can learn how to make plastic food. The starter courses, I think, always include how to make cabbage leaves. So one day I'm going to attend such a course. I can't wait. And then I have this, because this is a flower headband that I bought in Shibuya 109 when I lost the one I had from Australia, which I was kind of wearing every single day and I loved it, but I lost it because I was dumb. I was playing this while walking back home, and I actually told the entire story on Facebook Live. It's a huge thing because I wanted to buy this and then I got this and none of it worked. So I went all over Tokyo to make it work somehow, get batteries, get the screwdrivers to put in the batteries. Like, it was a whole ordeal, and it's a whole different story, so I'm not gonna tell it now. So if you want, check it out on my Facebook in the video section at Trouble on the Brain. And yeah. Alright, this one I got near Kyoto Station from a home decor shop, which had the cutest socks and the cutest things, and I had to have this dish. Yeah, I absolutely adore it. There's another one I got with bears. Super nice. This one I got from a 100 yen store. They have really nice stuff. And because I was so hooked because of all of these adorable, pretty dishes, when I was home, I just stacked up on more bowls, which are Japan inspired. They are not from Japan. They were in sets, so there's plates to go with it, and I absolutely love it. When I invite friends over and I have like a snack stash, I use these. Speaking of chopsticks, I actually learned something interesting yesterday, that there are different types of chopsticks for different countries. For instance, these are Chinese chopsticks, if I'm not mistaken, and they are longer than Korean and Japanese ones because you needed to sit around a round table and you needed longer chopsticks for doing that. In Japan, you have your own personal dish, you don't really share it, so they're shorter and they're also wooden. And these are Korean ones, were a gift from a friend I met on the road, and they're usually from metal, and I find them so much harder to use personally. But yeah, so these are different types of chopsticks. Oh, and when you go to a dollar store, you should get like baby chopsticks. They are portable, and so you can have your meal on the go, which I love, and I always buy one every time I go home because stuff breaks. So there's only chopsticks left, not the spoon anymore. Look at these toe socks. How are they not adorable? Mount Fuji and cats, and for no reason in particular, polar bears. They've been with me for 4 years and 2 years respectively, and they still look amazing. And of course, I've got a manga collection, including some merch, some cards, old and new stuff. Bam! It's a bit cheesy, but I still have posters which I got from Anime Japan, which is the biggest manga and anime convention in the world. There's tons of manga, obviously, new releases, and people don't really dress up. It's only those at the stands who dress up to attract people's attention, usually in very skimpy clothes, and there's usually a bunch of old men drooling basically and taking photos of skimpily clad women at the stalls, and it's kind of gross. But anyway, so I got a bunch of posters from all kinds of manga and anime releases, including Sailor Moon Crystal, which was really brand new back then, and I think it's beautifully drawn, and it just reminds me of that time, so I put it up. And also I held on to a couple other posters which I found hilarious, like this live-action musical of Sailor Moon. Maybe one day I'll see something like that. I don't know if I'm ready. Or different manga and anime series which were out And also from the Takarasuka Revue, which is performing in Tokyo and Kyoto, which is an all-female cast, and it's a super lavish production. Everyone's in heavy costumes with heavy makeup, and like I said, it's just women, but there's lots of Roma, lots of drama, lots of fighting. It's like a soap opera on stage, but everything's in Japanese, and there are no English translations anywhere, so I never knew what was going on. But I was thoroughly entertained and puzzled. And I actually also found an old notebook from Muji, which is a store from Japan. It has more high-end but very minimalist stuff, clothes and living items and stationery and even incense. So this one I actually got at Melbourne Fashion Week in 2014. I held onto it because it's got some important notes and doodles. Yeah, so that was something I drew in Australia. Yeah, but it's funny because actually the only thing I ever bought at Muji was a shirt that was Peanuts and Charlie Brown inspired. It had a print on it and it was my favorite shirt until it was stolen by the panty thief in Bulgaria, where there's also a video, you can check that one out, which I kind of find ironic because, you know, of the urban myth that there are vending machines in Japan where you can get used panties. So maybe that's the connection. That panty thief who stole my favorite Japan shirt put more panties in those machines. I don't even know. That was such a weird incident. And last but not least, my Pusheen pillow. I mean, this is also a Japanese anime, but never mind. Right now, Pusheen, because this pillow's been through a lot with me. I bought it in Chiang Mai in Thailand, actually, from a Japanese store called Moshi Moshi, which is what you say when you answer a call in Japan.
もしもし。
It's traveled Thailand with me and Japan. There's actually photos of me holding it on an overnight bus in Japan because I would not leave it behind. I love my Pusheen pillow too much. I hope you liked my little video about my Japan souvenirs at home. In case you want your own Japanese souvenirs, do check out my blog, and also do check out different online stores because there's smaller business owners, smaller artists who produce beautiful works, and you should support them, right? Especially right now in this climate. And I hope I see you around for more videos because I produce them weekly, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and be stay-at-home-tastic. Bye!